Hello, Kremlin Nation. We are back with another YouTube video for y'all. As y'all can tell in the title, we are going to be talking about Toy Story 4, our reactions to it, but we're going to try not to spoil anything too much for y'all. So sit back, grab yourself an ice-cold beverage, or warm beverage if you're European, and enjoy.
Alright guys, so like Chase said, we're going to try to keep this mostly spoiler free. There's going to be a few things that maybe if you haven't seen anything on social media you may not understand, but we're not going to give you anything that hasn't been in a trailer or was not on social media yet. So with that being said, I think ranking it first in the Toy Stories would be the first way to go.
Okay.
I'm going to put it fourth among the four Toy Stories. That doesn't mean it was a bad movie. So like, I think that I've come over to your side that Toy Story 2 is probably my favorite. And then Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 3 are both really good. I don't know which one I prefer. And I didn't think that Toy Story 4 was really on the same level as any of those other three movies.
Okay, well I said bow to you, but I agree with you. So as you said, I think Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 2 is definitely the best. So I'd rank it Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, because I felt like 3 was very emotional, like much more emotional. Like, this movie was somewhat emotional, but I feel like Toy Story 3 was just like...
True. But I would put Toy Story 1 probably second.
Yeah. Because
for one, it's an original, and for two, it was literally the first, like, full-length, like, major corporation movie, like, the first one to be all made with computer graphics as opposed to hand-drawn animation, and that's huge. Like that's
which like I think like if you just put like the year, the dates, and like the importance of it aside, I think it's the third best Toy Story.
Okay, that's fair.
But as far as like importance wise and like important for Pixar and Disney and just for movies in general, I think Toy Story's #1.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Like. I think if you go as far as like the importance of movies, like not like just movies that were important to the art of filmmaking, Toy Story is like up at the top. Like Toy Story, Avatar, Titanic, Gone with the Wind, like movies that were game changers in the world of technology and filmmaking. Like Toy Story has to be in there because everything we watch now is made with computer graphics. And if you go back and you look at the movie, which by the way, Toy Story came out before you were even born. If you go and you look back at Toy Story and you watch that, like the animation's like kind of cringy.
Bad.
But like
that baby.
Yeah. But like to think that they basically went from not doing any computer graphics in movies, or very little, to doing everything, like that's a huge leap. So we have Toy Story to thank for that. Yeah. But in this review of Toy Story 4, we're going to try to just focus on that now that we've got the rankings out of the way. What I did like was how Woody almost turned into like a father figure to the new toy that was introduced. I'm going to go ahead and say Forky.
I think they know that
because
Forky
they should know. But he becomes like a father figure, and I like how like that transitioned into him being there.
It's like a transition from like Woody being like the main toy to like with Andy to it's like transitions him into being or life after Andy. Basically. So it's like obviously Andy's not gonna have, or like Andy had a big part in Woody's life, and so now he has to like deal with that without having him.
So I guess go ahead. What were some things that you liked about the movie?
What were some things I like? I like the new characters. I think that every new character that was introduced had a good amount of screen time, but not too much where it like overshadowed everyone else. So Duke Kaboom, Keanu Reeves, you're breathtaking. He was breathtaking, and as Duke Kaboom, Canadian's best stuntman or something like that. Was it Bear and Ducky by Key and Peele? I don't think the bear's name was Bear.
Yeah.
But they were hilarious. Like anytime they were on the screen, it was phenomenal.
Yes.
Bo Peep came back, and all the characters that were around her were awesome. So all the characters introduced or reintroduced, like Bo Peep, that weren't in the third one, I think they did a great job of giving them the spotlight, but not giving them too much to where they become the main focus.
Right. I agree.
Something like very Marvel-esque.
Yeah, I agree. And it's definitely something that I think all Disney movies, like you mentioned Marvel, Disney animation, like they've really like transitioned into being like really hardcore character development. Like they focus a lot on character development, even on the smaller characters, which is something I liked. However, transition that into some of the things that I didn't really care for it is I think the one thing that I didn't like the most about it was that it didn't really have much Buzz Lightyear in it, which in the previous movies it's like Woody and Buzz really share the spotlight in Toy Story 1. You know, Toy Story 2 was kind of
but it's like Toy Story 2, like Woody goes off on his own, but it's also Buzz trying to like get everyone back with him.
Exactly. You know? I mean, Buzz Lightyear's in the movie, but honestly, like Bo Peep had more screen time than Buzz Lightyear. So that was one of the things that I'm kind of like, well, and maybe that's why I put it, one of the big reasons why I put it fourth is because like we're more connected to Buzz Lightyear as a character as opposed to Bo Peep, which I like Bo Peep as a character. I really do. Like, it was awesome how they like transitioned her into the movie.
But like even Woody, like for me, I connect more with Buzz Lightyear than Woody.
Right, agreed.
But I don't know if you do.
Yeah, I agree. And with how it ended, like obviously we're not going to spoil anything on the ending, but how it ended, it really sets up a potential for Toy Story 5, which there was a 9-year gap between Toy Story 3 and Toy Story 4. And Pixar does that. Pixar does that, right? Where like they have a movie, they let it like simmer for like 4, 5, 6, 9 years before they come out with another one. So I don't see another Toy Story coming out for a good while. But it wouldn't surprise me if...
I don't know if it would be a Toy Story. It might be like a spin-off of Toy Story.
Maybe.
Where it only follows like a certain...
Maybe, but Pixar hasn't really done that yet.
True.
So Pixar has only done sequels and prequels. So maybe that's something that Pixar would do for the first time.
Because then that like keeps the Toy Story storyline continuing without having like 5 or 4 sequels. You know?
Right, sure. But at the same time, I feel like it does leave the like whether it's a spinoff or another sequel to Toy Story 5. I think that in 7 to 10 years we probably will see something more with Toy Story done, and I think that they could really dive into Buzz Lightyear more with how they left off in it, and that's something I would look forward to because I love Buzz Lightyear. Like I probably like Buzz Lightyear more as a character than Woody, so that's something to look forward to. But at the same time, who knows? This could be the end of the Toy Story franchise. Also, that being said, is that John Lasseter didn't really work on the project. Obviously, he has a whole bunch of things going on with Disney that are kind of controversial, or Disney hasn't, or they basically let him go and he's no longer working for Pixar or Disney. And like obviously, like not gonna get into the controversial side of where we stand on that, but you could tell, like you could just tell that it wasn't quite the same. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you can tell.
Oh yeah, I could tell. It just didn't have like that feel. I feel like they did a lot of things more different than any other Toy Story movie, and it was just like, it's like because like there's no like, they're never like in a room,
right?
You know, and I feel like every other Toy Story is like kind of centered around that.
Yeah, right.
I will say that I really loved the story, but kind of like you, I hate that that Buzz Lightyear wasn't that big of a part of it.
Right.
I feel like they try to give him like his little solo arc.
Right.
But like it was like we know what the main storyline is, and you're just giving us this to like build that up, you know? Like,
yeah, no, I completely agree. And like I'm not gonna hate on Disney or Pixar too much. Like they have a bunch of people like that learned with and under John Lasseter.
Yeah.
That are now like taking over more prominent roles at Pixar, which was probably gonna happen in the next few years anyways. So I really look forward to seeing what Pixar comes out with in the next few years. Like,
oh yeah, Onward coming up next year.
And I think, and see if you agree with me, like I don't want to get too much off of the Toy Story review that this video is, but I'm really curious to see what happens with Pixar over the next like 3 to 5 years. Like I think this is a really important time for Pixar to show that, hey, yes, we've moved on from John Lasseter, but we're still able to put out great movies. Because they've put out some good movies. Toy Story 4 was good.
Toy Story 4 was good, but
not great.
It wasn't great compared to the other Toy Story movies, which the other Toy Story movies are like the elite of Pixar movies.
Exactly.
So it was kind of depressing to see a good Toy Story film, not like one that completely blows you away.
Right.
But I think we're kind of just spoiled by Pixar.
Yeah, I mean, I think every other Toy Story is like an 8 at the least.
Yeah.
So if I was to rank it on a scale of 1 to 10.
And honestly, the last Coco movie that wasn't good.
Yeah.
Or the last Pixar movie that wasn't good was probably what, The Good Dinosaur.
Yeah.
Because they've been killing it with Coco and Incredibles 2 and was it Dory before that?
Inside Out.
Inside Out, yeah, Inside Out's Pixar.
So Inside Out was really good. Finding Dory was good. So I think. So one of the things I liked about Pixar was that it became its own like original films, and like now of course they do sequels like Cars, which Cars 2 was rough, but they rebounded with Cars 3. Cars 3 was phenomenal.
Cars 3 gets a lot of hate, and I think that's because people jumped off the Cars
on Cars 2, which well deserved. Honestly, well deserved. Cars 2 was awful.
But I think if Cars 3 takes Cars 2 place, I think it's probably one of the most like emotional movies, and like including Toy Story 3 and Coco. Like I think it's up there with that.
Yeah.
But the Toy Story 2 storyline just kind of like it's like don't. You know?
No, right. I agree. And like I said, one of the things I love about Pixar is that of course they made sequels great, but I love all their original content.
Oh
like,
yeah.
To be able to come up with a story like Toy Story, Coco, Monsters Inc., The Incredibles,
Cars,
like we could literally just go on and on and on. Finding Nemo, like all these great storylines that they've been able to come up with that have been like original, non-sequel, like superhero movie. You know what I mean? Because that's like the main thing now is like sequels and superhero movies.
Whoever can get the most superhero movies.
Right, exactly.
Which it's Marvel.
Which is great. I love all the MCU movies.
Yeah.
I love all the MCU movies. So, but I would love to see Pixar do something really good originally.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm really excited to see Onward. But nonetheless, that is our review of Toy Story 4. I think on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm probably giving it like a 6.5. Somewhere in there.
I was gonna say 7.
Yeah.
It passes.
It can get to a 7, yeah, I'll get it. But if I give Toy Story 1 and 8, if I give, you know what I mean, like, is it only one notch below that?
I mean, I wouldn't give it. We need to do like a Pixar tier.
Yes, we do need to do a Pixar tier list. So, that being said, be sure that you are subscribed to us. Make sure you ring that bell for daily Disney content here at the Kremlins Vlog. And until next time, guys.
Quadrini.
How you doing, team? This is Captain America at Disneyland.
I'm Callie. I'm Rachel.
Yo, this is Gino Segas from Pair of Kings. You might know me as Mason McCool.
Hi, I'm the DTM. Hi, this is Kelly, the Disney Traveler, and you just watched the Disney Kremlins. Thanks for watching the Disney Kremlins.
To my boys Chase and Cody, Disney Kremlins. And don't forget to always represent.